Warm. 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 Move your eyes. Warmer, you see. Warm. Warmer. Warmer. Hot.
ITV's FA Cup coverage in association with William Hill.
And a warm welcome again to the big match.
Well, wait a moment. It's there. There's Sunderland. History. Hysteria. George Eves. Where's he going? Up circle. Chelsea have won the FA Cup yet again. And goal! Callum McManaman, 2-0 Wigan. Gomez, oh my word! Tevez, electrifying football. Manchester City's driving force has a hat-trick.
Yesterday, Wigan and Manchester City booked their places in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Today, Millwall, Blackburn, Manchester United and Chelsea were bidding to join them. The thoughts of Andy Townsend and Gareth Southgate a little later, but we begin with the tie of the round. Rooney, Rafa, it was all set up for Chelsea's visit to Old Trafford. Commentary here from Andy, alongside Clive Tilsley.
7 of the team that Sir Alex Ferguson named to face Real Madrid on Tuesday night start again, including Nani, whose red card changed that game. Wayne Rooney is recalled to the starting 11 alongside Javier Hernandez, with Robin van Persie held back on the bench. Recalls too for Johnny Evans and Shinji Kagawa. Chelsea makes 7 changes from their midweek European defeat in Bucharest. Only David Luiz, Frank Lampard and Oscar started outfield there. Demba Ba leads the attack. There's no John Terry in defence again. Howard Webb is the man in charge. You'll all have a view on that. Last month he annoyed all at Chelsea by deciding not to punish, yes, a high foot that injured an opponent. Manchester United usually come roaring back after a significant setback, but bounce backs are no given. That was a shattering defeat here on Tuesday night. Andy, how will Sir Alex Ferguson's team respond?
Well, of course, they will have analysed what happened over the last few days. But as you gear up for your next game, you have to start focusing and turning your attentions to that. If they're feeling sorry for themselves, they're up against a team that could punish them, Clive. They have to be about their business, they have to be sharp and lively.
Bar did foul Ferdinand there. But it's a time of the year when trebles can turn to singles in the space of a few days.
Yeah, nudge there from Demba Ba, but that's what he's all about.
Raphael to Nani. Rooney seen off by David Luiz. Cleverly. Evra. Carrick lifted in towards Hernandez. Czech hesitated and Hernandez scores. It might just be his first touch of the game. Inside 5 minutes, Javier Hernandez, who's got an outstanding goal-scoring record against Chelsea, embarrasses Petr Cech, and Manchester United are just starting to get Tuesday out of their systems.
What a fantastic ball from Michael Carrick. I mean, look, we'll credit the goal scorer. It's a great header. He obviously sees Petr Cech in no man's land. But look, for all the will in the world, we think this one's going out to Nani. Watch that. What a sensational pass that completely bamboozles Gary Cahill. And Petr Cech is just marooned. He's just standing there and has to just watch that drift over his head into the far corner. That is a sensational goal.
He scored in his last 4 matches against Chelsea, 7 in 10 games against these opponents. Moses trying to free Azpilicueta. Kagawa went all the way back with him. Ball was out of play. As Alex Ferguson did say, he wasn't for kicking a man while he's down. He is down, but not out. It's a lonely job at the moment, but he'll be scribbling his notes and moving his chess pieces and trying to find a solution to this. Azpilicueta's throw. Away by Evra as far as Ramirez. Evans having to deal with that. Azpilicueta digging out across towards Demba Ba, who beat Ferdinand to it in the air. As far as Frank Lampard, it hit Oscar. Lampard will get another crack at it. And on his left foot, deflected behind for a corner kick.
Good chance, actually, that is for Frank Lampard. The first one that comes at him. He knows he didn't quite catch it, just didn't quite nail that one. Knocks it straight into Oscar.
But David Luiz and Gary Cahill are in there with Demba Ba. Oscar with the corner. Evans with the header. Nani dispossessed by Ramirez, but Carrick was quickly upon it, and Rooney has got Hernandez breaking to his right, instead Nani to his left. Brought down by Moses. Chelsea had regrouped.
It was an opportunity maybe if Nani had picked his head up and tried to switch the play for Hernandez, but just teases Victor Moses there, doesn't he? Knocks it past him. Down he goes, and this is a good situation once more for United. It's that sort of area where Rooney can fly something towards that far post with enough pace on it to either maybe go in direct or get people running right across the face of the ball.
Rooney with the free kick. David Luiz is fouled, 3 in. I don't think anybody else got a touch. It looks like it's Wayne Rooney's goal. Czech beaten twice inside of 11 minutes. And Manchester United have had the dream start at the end of their nightmare week.
That's exactly what I mean, that sort of free kick. You go for the far post with enough pace on it. If one of your teammates gets a flick, great. If they don't, that's exactly what can happen. That in amongst all the confusion, the goalkeeper doesn't know whether to stand, dive to his left or go to his right. He's got no chance, Petr Cech there. It's such an awkward one. You just can't read where that ball's going to drop. And it just flies right in the far corner because Rooney hits it hard enough and accurate enough.
Don't think Johnny Evans got a touch.
There may have been a little nick from someone, Clive. Yeah, there might have been something on that, but I don't think you're going to get that one off of Rooney in a hurry.
This is Mata. Lampard! We're back in 8 times out of 10 from there.
It's unlucky. Just tries to sweep that one, doesn't he, Frank Lampard? Doesn't go to really drill it or ping it. I don't think he's got time to adjust his feet there. That's one you just need to start outside the post maybe and curl it back in.
Here is Rooney, feeding Nani. Rafael at his shoulder. 2 waiting in the centre. Swept into Hernandez! Well, he improvised the finish with the outside of his left foot, and he wasn't very far away. He is such a natural marksman.
Brilliant run once more. And even though Azpilicueta goes with the run, he's never going to get there. He can't get across the front of Hernandez. He's too quick. It's a great ball in from Nani. It's perfect. It's absolutely where the little centre-forward wants it. Just whether he goes left foot or right foot there.
Oscar. Couldn't quite link up with Mata there. Kagawa. Invitingly for Evra. Rooney straight at Czech, David Luiz, and Czech has to make another save. One from a Manchester United player, and then one from his own.
Lovely ball from Patrice Evra. Victor Moses is asleep and he allows the fullback to get behind him. Really fast cutback, which is perfect for Rooney, and Petr Cech, let's credit the goalkeeper. Makes an instinctive one there. He's not expecting that from his centre-half, but he gets back up and manages to get a hand on it.
Corner will find its way to Nani. Evans, Carrick, cold it enough, hit by Cleverley, and Czech's in action again. There's 7 England players out there on the starting 22, which is about 4 or 5 more than he's used to seeing in the big Premier League grounds these days. And I suggest none of them playing any better than Rio Ferdinand. Cleverley, Rooney. Ooh, he was aware that Czech was a step or two off his line. He was looking for that far corner.
Yeah. Clever play from Rooney. It's a difficult one for the goalie because there was also a runner coming in towards Petr Cech's right.
Well, Sir Alex Ferguson said he wanted to galvanise the players and the club after the heartbreak of Tuesday night. 2 goals in the opening 11 minutes. Certainly served to do that. A clever header from Javier Hernandez. A swinging free kick from Wayne Rooney. And Manchester United were off and running. Chelsea have had their moments. Their general play has been good, but they've got a long way to come back already. At Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 2, Chelsea 0.
You look at stuff, I'll tell you if that's it. No, that's not 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 it. ITV's FA Cup coverage in association with William Hill.
You know, Roman Abramovich might have gone through 9 or 10 managers in his decade at the Chelsea helm, but his club have actually lifted as many major trophies as Manchester United in those 10 years. Mainly this one, 4 FA Cup triumphs in 6 years. Oscar into the path of Mata. Cross towards the head of Demba Ba. Ferdinand rather got underneath that one, helped out by Valencia. Lampard down to Cole. Both Eden Hazard and John Obi Mikel were involved in pretty strenuous warm-ups during the break. Branislav Ivanovic is fit. He's on the bench alongside Terry. Rafa Benitez has had to manage his squad. Chelsea played 50 games before today, more than anybody else, 8 more than Manchester United. 50 games in 30 weeks plus internationals. You can work it out for yourself. Trip to Romania last week, 2 less recovery days than United. The treadmill never stops. That's why 1 or 2 faces are missing. Cleverly's pass goes missing. Mata has escaped cleverly. And escaped Evans, he didn't know it. Johnny Evans was lucky, he's lost it. Ramirez. It's a great surging run. And a shot wide of the target.
Unlucky. Better run that from Ramirez. It's not on his strongest foot, his left side, but it's a positive effort anyway.
2 players that we saw going through a warm-up during the break are going to come on. Frank Lampard's not going to score his 200th goal for Chelsea today. Captain's armband has been given to Petr Cech. John Obi Mikel will come on in Lampard's place. And Victor Moses will make way for Eden Hazard. A double substitution that has been greeted with 1 or 2 less than complimentary chants for the manager, interim manager who's made it. Oscar. Hazard, little back heel. Oscar had gone on cleverly with the sliding challenge, did enough. Manchester United Can't escape. David Luiz. Well, he couldn't resist, and David De Gea made a bit of a meal of it. And it was a speculative effort, really, from Luiz after a good little spell of intense Chelsea pressure.
Yep, it was. David Luiz does well there. He sort of slaps the ball a little bit, which makes it go up and down very quickly, and De Gea just happy to palm that before he ends up making sure. But it was a good spell of possession from Chelsea. Once or twice, Hazard cutting in off this left side had an opportunity to maybe have a shot, but they kept it and they're pressurising again.
Mata. Hazard. Sakola, and it's in.
What a goal.
Sumptuous goal from Eden Hazard. And with more than half an hour to play, Chelsea are suddenly back in the tie, and Rafa Benitez's substitution has come off.
What a beautiful goal that is. It's good play from Chelsea. They pinch the ball back off United. It's Mata that finds Hazard. He walks it up to Raphael. He's showing him inside, thinking he's showing him into red shirts and trouble. But Hazard's got other ideas. He's not interested in taking him on. He just has a little look, settles the ball, and David De Gea just hasn't got any chance with that. Such quality on that curling, drifting shot. Oh, that's so well hit. That really is.
There's a bit more to do now. It's a ball from Carrick. Raphael. Valencia. Swung towards Van Persie, Azpilicueta up in front of him. Carrick first to it. David Luiz just beating Rooney to the punch.
Good challenge. Read that well, David Luiz.
Demba Ba, it's all happening to his right if he gets his head up. Here's Oscar, he's got his head up. It's Ramirez. It's 2-2. Quarter of the game to go, and Chelsea have come from 2 down. Ramirez rolls in their equaliser, and which way is this cup tie going to go from here?
Well, it started with that interception from David Luiz, didn't it? Who did really well to roll it into Demba Ba, and look at the blue shirts that are in support. And I said earlier about Ramirez, once he gets the wrong side of you, you're not catching him. But I did also say that his left foot isn't his strongest. Well, he's just proved me wrong, because that is a great finish. That is tucked into the corner so perfectly that De Gea just can't reach it. He's got the ability to just drag that back inside, starts it outside the post. Goalkeeper at full stretch may feel he could have done a little bit better.
Got tips to it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mikel has found Mata again. Hazard. Mata. Back to Hazard. There'll be one pass too many there. Ferdinand away.
It's good play, Clive. I think that is. I think that's really clever play. Just unlucky, just overdo it a little bit.
Welbeck has managed to step away from David Luiz. Here's Robin Van Persie. Azpilicueta got back. And Petr Cech has prevented it from going for a corner.
That's very typical of Danny Welbeck, isn't it? He comes on and affects the game straight away.
I wonder if Rafa Benitez will get any credit for this comeback.
Well, he should do. He's made changes, hasn't he, at the start of the second half? Certainly the Hazard introduction, I think, was an important one.
Skillful play from Mikel.
Yeah, well played.
Oscar rolled into Mata. It's Juan Mata. It was a rather weak shot in the end on his unfavoured right side.
Lovely skill.
Hello.
All right. That's silly, Rio. There's no point in picking him up if you're going to run up behind him and just clatter him on the back of the ankles. Thanks very much.
There's Azpilicueta. Mata. Ramirez. Ferdinand's there. So too is Patrice Evra. Up towards Van Persie. David Luiz too strong for him. Clipped in towards Juan Mata. He's turned and knocked it wide. Oh, what a chance for the man of the match to settle the match. I think De Gea's touched that, you know.
Brilliant ball from David Luiz, and what a touch, and he skips back inside. I think that's a great stop. I think the goalie gets something on it with his foot. He looks like he does. Just there, he puts a big foot on it, and what a moment that is. Because you just think that Juan Mata's just going to clip that in the corner. That's a fantastic stop.
4 added minutes. How many times has he made those stops with his outstretched legs? Hazard here who set the comeback in motion, firing for goal again. De Gea away. Still a chance for Ashley Cole. Valencia is there. Another corner of this time.
What a stunning strike from Eden Hazard. Look how hard he hits this. De Gea happy to just get something on it, and Ashley Cole's first touch isn't great. Gets stuck under his feet, and he can't quite get the shot away. One last chance here.
Oscar with a corner into David Luiz. Hit by Hazard through the crowd, and De Gea is behind it again. And Chelsea and Manchester United will have to do it all again. It has been a breathless second half, but Rafa Benitez's team have earned a replay. The final score is Manchester United 2, Chelsea 2.
Rafa, should you have won that?
I think so. I think that especially the second half, we were on top of them. We created the best chances and we were controlling the game.
And that chance for Juan Mata, a great save, or should he have scored?
Yeah, I think that he told me that De Gea did a great save, so lucky, but that was a great save.
De Gea was impressive today, saving some of them. But I think today is a day to be proud of this team, because in the first minutes they scored 2 goals. We had a very difficult game ahead, but we tried until the end, and I think we had our chances to get through. But now we have another game in Stamford Bridge.
I'm happy with the draw after the second half, to be honest with you. I think that the obvious things were 2 full-backs and 2 centre midfield players just run out of gas. I think obviously the emotions and the intensity of Tuesday night's game took its toll, and in that area we were really up against it.
Bitterly disappointed that we haven't finished the tie-off, but at the same time, at the end of the game, I suppose we're in some ways we're still happy to be in the cup and have another chance at it. You know, we're out of Europe now, so the replay doesn't really affect us. You know, it's not like we've got a fixture build up, so we take the positives and we're still in the cup, so we'll go again.
The 2 centre-backs are really the reason why we're in the cup. They were fantastic. Ferdinand and Evans, absolutely magnificent. And they had to be, because we kept giving the ball away, we not the legs to get back, you know, and it was just circumstances. We could have scored 4 in the first half, of course, but we needed that because, you know, when you saw the legs running out, and you knew that we were running empty away.
Have Chelsea rediscovered some spirit today, some pride?
Yeah, I think so. I think we saw character, commitment, passion, good players on the pitch, playing the way that we want to play, with the intensity and the energy that we need, and they make the difference.
Some fans, when you made those substitutions, were criticising the substitutions. Do you think you might get a bit of credit after today?
I think that they were doing well, so I'm happy with that.
Andy and Gareth are alongside me here at Old Trafford. The old cliche, game of 2 halves, was absolutely on the button today, wasn't it?
Certainly was. United very strong to start with, got themselves in front, and you'd expect them to really go on and dictate proceedings, and they just kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. Chelsea had 20 minutes at the back end of the first half, Gareth, didn't they, where they started to get something going and then picked it up right at the start of the second half. Some good changes from the manager, and they got themselves back in a game. Would probably leave Old Trafford today feeling like they should have won.
Did United kind of hand the initiative to Chelsea at some point today? Well,
unusually, they didn't keep possession of the ball when they were 2-0 ahead. You expect to see them pass and play the game out that way. And I thought it was interesting. Sir Alex, after the game, said that he thought they ran out of energy middle of midfield and the full-backs, and that seemed to be the case. And you'd have expected they had a couple of extra days recovery from their European game compared to Chelsea. Yeah. Maybe Rafa's rotation had an impact, and bringing Hazard on, fresh legs, and definitely I thought bringing Mikel on. It seemed odd because they needed a goal and they took Frank Lampard off, but it allowed Ramirez to go and play, and it gave Chelsea that bit of solidity in front of the back four that they hadn't had. Let's look at the good points from Manchester United to start with. Got themselves into a commanding lead, and I felt inevitable that Rooney would start and then probably score.
Yeah, the first goal was fantastic play from Carrick. You feel he's going to go out there to Nani, out on the right-hand side. Everybody did. But Hernandez has got other ideas. He's just peeling off into that little shaded area in between Azpilicueta and Gary Cahill. What's the goalie doing? What are you doing? Why are you coming to get involved with that sort of ball, Gareth? It's always very dangerous. It's a great goal, great finish.
Petr Cech simply makes his mind up as well, though, doesn't he? I mean, it is a great finish. Second one, everything owed to the delivery, but also Johnny Evans getting across David Luiz there, making sure he just nudges him. If he can't get onto the ball, he's stopping Luiz getting a free header. I just felt that's the sort of ball John Terry deals with very well. Yeah. And I thought they missed his organisation in the first half. Whether he's fit enough to play, I don't know. Only Rafa Benitez will know that. But his organisation and his experience in those sorts of situations, I thought that cost Chelsea in the first half of the game.
He didn't come on. However, Eden Hazard, among others, did and definitely had an impact.
He's got more quality than Victor Moses for me. He's got more. I think he's got better feet. Moses can perhaps be quite explosive and quite direct. I just think Hazard drifts into good positions, teases people a bit more.
Yeah.
I think the goal does that. Look, you can see Raphael has just got dragged under his centre halves. He's now got to get out and try and show Hazard down the line. But, you know, he always wants to step inside. I tell you, he's not done a lot wrong there, the fullback, really. I think you've got to give a lot of credit to the goal scorer. Goalkeeper, no chance either. I think that's a brilliant goal, Gareth, that one.
Absolutely, and this is what we're talking about. Chelsea's midfield then, Mata, Oscar, Ramirez, that desire to get the other side of Manchester United's midfield on the break. They worked the counter-attack brilliantly, and Ramirez, who we've seen so many times, you know, in the time he's been at Chelsea, in those sorts of situations has the composure to step inside.
Oh, yeah.
Fabulous finish with his left foot, and two top-quality finishes.
Yeah, because that's his weaker foot. He doesn't try and hit that too hard, just get it on target, and he does that so well. Great goal.
And worth a look at the late, great chance for Juan Mata to actually win it for Chelsea.
Well, Mata was terrific. I think during the game, Andy, you gave him man of the match, didn't you? And rightly so. David Luiz on the front foot this time, super ball. What a bit of play this is. It was a bit Dennis Bergkamp-like, wasn't it? Which bar the finish, but I think he does pretty much everything right. It's just a fantastic save from David De Gea, who had a couple of iffy moments just before that, but when needed, absolutely top.
Just gets out a yard there, De Gea. He does so well. As soon as Mata just takes the touch, he just gets out a yard, which just enables him to narrow that angle down enough to get that important foot on it.
They'll do it all again at the Bridge after the break. Blackburn were back in the capital today, 3 weeks after stunning Arsenal at the Emirates. The Den was the destination and Millwall the opponent. Welcome back. Blackburn have to go all the way back to 1928 for the most recent of their 6 FA Cup wins. They took on Millwall today, who reached the final, you'll recall, as recently as 2004. Craig Burley and Derek Ray were at the Den.
A few home truths were uttered in the wake of Millwall's 2-0 defeat at home to Wolves on Tuesday. It's the same goalkeeper and back four, but an entirely different midfield and attack. Rob Hulse is back in the side after missing 3 games with a stomach muscle injury. He and Andy Keogh will hope to keep the Blackburn defenders occupied. Blackburn are delighted to hand Leon Best his first start for the club. Best suffered a serious knee injury in pre-season after joining from Newcastle. Jordan Rhodes has been the one attacking ray of hope for Rovers. 21 goals in 36 games. The club captain for the rest of the season will be Scott Dan and not Danny Murphy. No involvement for Murphy at all today. The 2 previous meetings of the sides in this competition both gone Blackburn's way. 1979 in the 3rd round at Ewood Park by 2-1. 2002 in the 4th round by a 1-0 margin with Andy Cole netting the winner. That was at this South Bermondsey venue. Kenny Jackett enjoying his best FA Cup run as a manager. Got to the final as a player with Watford 29 years ago. And Jack Smith in a space here for Liam Trotter, trying to curl one. Nearly.
Well, it's that extra man, isn't it? Because Taylor picked it up. Smith was sitting deep. Trotter got in the little pocket in front of Blackburn's back four. He was able to turn with it. It was always hedging its bets in terms of going wide. He never quite got the purchase coming back in.
Low for Blackburn. It's well read by Lowry. And low, right in front of the referee. Taylor going to ground, and a yellow card for Jason Lowe.
Yeah, good turn from Chris Taylor here. Nice little drop of the shoulder, and then the arm across the chin from Jason Lowe.
Lowry's free kick. It's going to be a corner. Grant Hanley getting the touch on it. So they're taking it, and Keane flapping at the ball. It was nodded in by Hulse, but it's not going to count.
Nah, well, it's the modern day game, isn't it? The keeper most keepers never get an opportunity to come out. It's Danny Ngessian who's he's just leaning into him. I think he just does enough.
Taylor, Lowry. Has made himself available. Came off Bradley Orr's head, then off the head of Scott Dann. Smith. It's the break of the ball. Jack Smith one more time for Millwall. Oh, it's off the post. Andy Keogh throwing himself at it. Desperately unlucky.
Well, it was a lovely ball fed in, wasn't it, from Smith, and he just got round the back of Olsen. Very, very unlucky. Another big challenge there. Or on Shitu. The keeper's beaten. He's watching it. He's gone.
And John Berylson, as the Millwall chairman, flies in from Boston, Massachusetts for every game. They're trying to catch Millwall on the hop, and Jordan Rhodes looking.
Oh, you put your house on him there, Derek. That's his bread and butter. It's where he made his name at Huddersfield. It's why Blackburn have bought him. That's their first strike at goal. I can see what he's trying to do. He's not trying to go for power. He's just trying to guide it instep in the far corner.
Danny Shitu from miles out. Jake Keane got his fingertips to the ball. That was crucial. He's not happy with his defenders.
Well, I've got to laugh here because Jake Keane wants somebody to pressure Danny Shitu. But Danny Shitu is 45 yards at least from goal. I mean, you just say to him, go on, strike it from that distance all the time.
Taylor and Shitu. The decision not going his way.
I've got to say, Derek, if you're the Blackburn goalkeeper and you see somebody lining it up from this distance, I think you'd generally be quite happy.
Michael Appleton, Kenny Jackett. He's looking for that moment of inspiration. Both managers. Now Keogh pops up, and it's squandered. Rob Hulse with the goal at his mercy.
Oh, go and bag yourself a goal, son. Olsen caught sleeping. Great run from Keogh, great ball from Jack Smith. Everything about that move was top quality. The ball, the layoff, apart from that is the finish. And it was a simple one. He just opens the left foot up, just keep it down. It's all he's got to do. Ah, the pain.
Smith. Excellent ball. Keogh. Rob Hulse. Straight down Keane's throat.
Yeah, he's trying to nod this down because Trotter's getting into the box. Another great ball from Jack Smith, who is utilising this role now as the extra man, and Blackburn can't get any pressure on him.
Liam Trotter. Keogh. Plenty of blue shirts in there. And Gibson at the tail end of the move.
I just think Blackburn are going to do something about this extra man in midfield. They've got Best and Rhodes, who have just stood up front and said to the midfield, go on, you get on with it. And I think if it continues like this, I mean, one decent delivery in the box, Derek, could see them clear.
Jason Lowe. Jordan Rhodes. Took a deflection. It's another corner to Blackburn.
Decent little spell for Blackburn now. A couple of set pieces haven't been delivered particularly well so far.
tense moment here at the Den. Pedersen. And Dan with a header. Shittu back there defending. Oh, it's off the post. King for Blackburn. He thought it was going in. And it's Scott Dan. And it's gone wide. Closest we've seen from the Blackburn point of view. Shittu and Dan not exchanging pleasantries.
Better delivery, walk to the back post. Dan just peels around. Oh, and look at David Ford just watching it, can do nothing about it.
0-0 it remains.
I'd say it was well defended by Pedersen, of all people, at that near post.
Well, here's Shittu, not for the first time today, and Hull's trying to follow up. As Keane did just enough. Well, that's twice now. Danny Shittu from long range.
Bit of a cult hero about this place, there's no doubt about it, and he gets an awful lot of power of it.
And quickly forward, too strong for everyone. David Ford hasn't been nearly as busy as Jake Keane in this game. Smith. There's Trotter. That was intelligent play. Ngesson. Danny Ngesson from Millwall. He had eyes for goal.
Well, he did. He was always trying to shift it on his right foot to get that strike, not dissimilar to the position he had in the first half, when he sort of blazed that one over as well.
Willing it in. The Millwall supporters. They will have to do it again, these two championship sides. Rob Hulse squandering a fine chance for Kenny Jackett's Millwall in the second half. Danny Shittu from a long way out, testing Jake Keane. Millwall did most of the attacking, but they will now have to go to Ewood Park in midweek. It is finished. Millwall 0, Blackburn 0.
So, no goals at the Den. It will be back to Ewood Park for the replay, analysis, reaction, Saturday highlights and the semi-final draw all come next.
Oh, it's off the post! Desperately unlucky. And he shoots it from miles out. And it's squandered. Rob Hulse. Oh, it's off the post. They will have to do it again. It is finished. Millwall 0, Blackburn 0.
Kenny, should you be looking forward to an FA Cup semi-final tonight?
Yeah, perhaps, but I mean, if you don't score, you know, you're not going to win games, and we did a lot of things right today. But scoring is such an important part of the game. It's the most expensive. It's a key, and you know, we put a lot of pressure on Blackburn. We got a lot of crosses in. And we had clear-cut chances in the game, but that's been us of late, and you know, we need to be able to put the ball in the net.
Tell us about the chance you had in the second half. You'd have expected to put that away.
Yeah, disappointed. You know, great ball in from Andy. It's just on the rise. I didn't get over it enough. I am very disappointed, but you know, we've kept a clean sheet and we live to fight another day.
You had a couple of chances yourself, and one of those would have been goal of the season, wouldn't it?
If that had gone in, I think I would have gone into the change room and taken my top off. You know, I've been trying all season to do that, and I think that's the best shot up to date. So I was happy with that.
Michael, are you relieved to have a second chance at this tie?
I won't say relieved. Obviously, there was probably one opportunity in the game where it was a clear-cut one. Both sides obviously hit the woodwork at some point, but I think I was delighted the way the lads went about it, because obviously we've got probably about 4 players there who are only probably 60-70% fit, and we had to gamble and we had to take an opportunity, and we've got another chance to get through.
Well, let's have a little look back at what ended a goalless draw, but Millwall, I'm sure Gareth will feel they had at least one cracking chance to win it in Rob Hulse.
Definitely. I mean, it wasn't quite as simple when you actually looked at it closely. He, as the cross comes in, it actually bounces just a little bit higher for him. It looks a sitter from there, but as we see it coming in, I mean, his reaction judges it a sitter. You see, it just bounces. It's not quite a half volley, and it's just a little bit too high for him to get over the top of. And it probably wasn't as bad a miss as that face.
Come on, son, you've missed worse than that on the school playground.
He did take that quite badly, the little.
He did take it quite badly, but you can understand it looks like a horrible miss, and yet for Rob Hulse, it's that awkward one that just bounces and sits, and you can't wait for it because you've got a defender right behind you.
Now, Danny Shittu, I don't think has got a great reputation as a 80 yards out and in goal scorer. This is a pile driver that,
thumping
on another day, just might have gone in.
I mean, we haven't got a tape measure long enough to measure this one. I mean, look how far out he is. It sort of seems to dip and then go again. We like the reaction of the goalie. He's not.
J.K.
He wants someone to close him down from 50 yards out.
Surely he's not thinking...
Wow, look at that.
You know, we've discussed it, lads. We know he needs closing down from 40 yards, you know.
You know he's dangerous from that distance, Big Dan.
Audacious effort.
Right, absolutely. And so they'll obviously have to have another go at Ewood. Probably quite a difficult one to call. Favourites?
Yes, because we've seen this weekend home advantage. 3 quarter-finals have gone either to draws or the away side have won. And there's that expectation with Blackburn. You keep looking at their squad. If you look just at their team sheet, you expect them to win. But Millwall have been terrific in this cup run.
Yeah, and actually neither team has realistically got, I don't think, a looking at playoffs. It would take a miracle. So this is massive.
They've drifted down the table a little bit, haven't they, of late. Millwall's recent run hasn't been a good one, but look, great opportunity to kind of keep your seasons going. You know, find a performance to get not only to get yourself at Wembley for a semi-final, but to just keep everything going, to keep everybody with it, and for the remainder of the season.
Thanks, boys. We'll confirm the semi-final draw in a moment, but first, a quick reminder of what happened in yesterday's games.
Once more Gomez, and goal! 9-9 Figueroa, and Wigan lead at Goodison. And Neville's given it away, and McManaman's on his bike here. Callum McManaman, 2-0 Wigan, against the club of his childhood dreams. McManaman loitering on the edge of the penalty area. Kone, Gomez, oh my word! It's 3-0 Wigan, an extraordinary FA Cup purple patch.
Dzeko. Yaya Toure, and surely for Tevez. Well, it's not been his best week off the pitch, but on it, he scores for the 4th game in a row. Dzeko, Tevez, and now Foster has the problem. And here comes Kolarov! Super goal, and a comfortable Manchester City lead now. Kolarov, Silva, Tevez, through! And some electrifying football by the reigning Premier League champions, marching already towards a Wembley semi. Tevez! Manchester City's driving force has a hat-trick. Silva. Tevez and Silva again, and Manchester City complete a nap hand.
So confirmation of the semi-final draw, and fellas, once the 2 each finished here at Old Trafford, and therefore a replay was necessary, it felt somewhat inevitable that Man City would be drawn against whoever eventually wins this tie.
Certainly did, didn't it? Look, fantastic news for certainly Millwall, Blackburn and Wigan. That spices up the Millwall-Blackburn game even more, the fact that with respects they're up against the team probably that they feel they may have an opportunity to beat. For Wigan, Gareth are so in and out and so up and down and so difficult to predict. Brilliant yesterday, liable to be hopeless next week. You don't know. No one's got a clue what they're going to do. They're fighting relegation, but it gives them a fantastic chance to, who knows, go and win a trophy. It's amazing.
There's obviously a European place potentially available for whoever emerges from that group of 3, if you will. And there's also the potential for Dave Whelan in particular, who was very emotional yesterday, wasn't he, because of his history, that you could end up with Blackburn-Wigan semi-final, which would suit him down at the ground.
Absolutely fantastic, and that would be a great day out for the North West. We'd have all the complaints about them having to troop to Wembley, of course, but I suppose the tie puts to bed the conspiracy theorists who thought there'd be two hot balls and the big boys would be kept apart. So, but there could be a bit of a fixture pile up for Chelsea if they get through in this Europa League tie in the week. But they'll want that. They'll want to stay in.
And it keeps it going as well, even though we all feel probably that the the league is done and dusted, United are going to get over the line. Certainly for City, it gives them an opportunity, perhaps, should United get through past Chelsea, that they can put another spoke in their wheels in terms of trying to get a double. So there's still lots of fantastic little ways of looking at what's left in the cup.
Well, I was going to say, lest we forget, United are still on for a double after a disappointing week in lots of ways, and yet Chelsea is still on potentially to retain the trophy that they've done so well in recent years.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of them have that great cup record, and City, of course, won it the year before. So for all of them, it's for all three managers, for different reasons, it becomes really significant out of those three who gets through. I think Roberto Mancini, you feel, will want to keep putting trophies. I don't think City should be looking at making a change. Whether he finishes first or second, his record, that's what Chelsea did with Carlo Ancelotti, and since then it's just been a bit of a mess. So,
and they'll be changing again, clearly. So,
well, yeah, looks that way. So for Rafa, he'll want to at least put Chelsea have been in, I think, 7 competitions. They'll want to put 1 trophy on the sideboard at the end of the season.
Good day for him today, Rafa. Made some big changes, Matt, and got them right, and his team produced a big performance in the second half.
Thank you, boys. As always, Andy and Gareth, a pleasure. Before we go, let's have a look at what's coming your way. There are Bundesliga highlights, as always, on a Monday night. They are at 11:10 on ITV4. Look forward to seeing those. And we have the small matter of Barcelona. Can they turn it around against AC Milan in the Champions League? That's Tuesday evening from 7:30 on ITV. Yesterday's game's one-sided. Never a sniff of a replay. Different today. There's life in Rooney and Rafa. Just yet. Night from us.
There it is. ITV's FA Cup coverage in association with William Hill.